Ben Axelrod, Bud Shaw coming to you live from the press box at First Energy Stadium, just after the Cleveland Browns' 19-16 victory over the Buffalo Bills, moving the Browns to 3-6 on the season. And Bud, I don't know where you want to start with this one. Kind of a weird game overall.
Yeah, it really was.
Some very Browns moments, some moments that seem to serve as a microcosm of what this Browns season has become. But in the end, Baker Mayfield leads the Browns on a game-winning drive, and the Browns walk out of here with a win.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the kind of drive you should expect with a team with this talent on offense and with a quarterback who's not new to this right now. He's in his second year, and he's obviously got a lot of talent. So I can't emphasize how big this was. I mean, we won't know for sure if it's something that turns their season around, but certainly their season would have been totally lost had they fallen to Buffalo today. So that was a big drive, and they deserve credit for it.
Yeah, I mean, talking to some of the players in the locker room just now, that's the hope that this is the turning point. That nobody came out and said it, but I think everybody's aware of the schedule and the way it lines up with the Steelers and the Ben Roethlisberger-less Steelers, the Miami Dolphins, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Arizona Cardinals. This is a pretty friendly schedule for the Browns now. Before today and even after today, the Browns haven't done anything to earn the benefit of the doubt in any of those games, but they walk out of here with a win and at the very least, kind of extend the hopes and dreams for this season.
Yeah, had they lost this game, Ben, after what happened down at the goal line,
yeah.
I just think it would have been crushing for this team. I think I saw a stat, whether it was Jake Trotter or someone else on Twitter that posted it. First team in 26 years, according to Elias.
Yeah, I think since the Jets in like '93.
To run 6 plays from the 2 or closer and not get any points on the same drive. I mean, and then we know for a fact Freddie was ready to go back at it later on inside the red zone, go for it on 4th down. And in that situation, the crowd noise caused a false start, or they might have not gotten anything out of that either,
Yeah.
So I still wasn't I didn't take a lot of confidence in Freddie's game management or some of the decisions that he made in this game, but certainly you have confidence that these playmakers on this team are going to have a chance of getting even better, especially now with Kareem Hunt among them.
Yeah, and that's, we saw the Browns move the ball, I think, pretty effectively, especially Nick Chubb, and you look at, his stat line going over 100 yards again. They just couldn't punch the ball in there. They were telegraphing plays. They were, they were extending the drives by throwing it to Odell, and Odell drawing pass interference plays or calls. We still didn't see them get, they targeted Odell more, but Tre'Davious White, I thought, for the Bills did a good job of locking him down. But a little bit like that Ravens game, it was able to open some stuff up for Jarvis Landry. It was able to get Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt especially involved. So, they still weren't able to punch it into the end zone, aside from the first drive and the last drive, but that ultimately was all they needed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we all called for Freddie to get the ball into the hands of his playmakers in the red zone. So, in defense of him as a play caller, he tried to do that. It didn't work, and I think I would have taken a field goal down here the second time just to make sure I got the points. He chose not to.
That Chris Hubbard false start might have saved the season.
No kidding. No, you might be right about that. Because that was clearly I know Baker is going to say he had a lot of confidence in the plays they were calling down there, but there's no way they could have felt great about going down there and getting stymied again.
And they were going empty backfield. I mean, that was not.
How's that empty backfield working this year?
Well, when it results in a safety, not very well. When it results in a Chris Hubbard false start that makes you kick a field goal, maybe a little bit better. I think, if you could take the one positive away from today, it would be that the Browns were in a position where they were able to put the ball in the hands of Baker Mayfield and have him go out there and make some plays and win the game, and he did that. We saw, especially on the first and last drive. In between, it was kind of messy at times for the offense and for Baker. But on that first drive and on that last drive, we saw, what we saw in 2018 that made everybody so confident about this Browns team and Baker Mayfield heading into this season.
And the throw that he makes to Jarvis Landry for 24 yards on that final drive was just a perfect throw. Yeah. Where he throws it, only Landry can catch it. It was the kind of touch he showed last year, and the kind of touch that frankly has been missing a lot this year. So, if he takes a lot from this and builds on it, and this is still a tough place, should be a tough place to play. So they come back here Thursday night against a rival they have a chance. It's one of 3 consecutive home games, and they have a chance now of coming out of this little series of games at 5-6, and then who knows?
Yep, who knows? Indeed, and I think that's the key is just get to the next
They're
game.
just hanging on right now, right?
Right.
So anything they can do to just win a game, and we know it wasn't easy. It was pretty ugly, in fact.
That's the story of this Browns-Bills rivalry. I'm surprised they aren't.
no kidding.
Thankfully, they aren't in the same
Usually
division.
the weather has something to do with it, but it didn't today.
No. That's just the way it goes here. But that's going to do it for us here. We will have you covered on WKYC.com all throughout the night into the week, and we'll be back here on Thursday breaking down the 3-6 Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It doesn't sound a whole lot better, does it?